We rejoin the group, just after they left to another new realm, that has not had sentient life yet. While the new rules seemed very odd to many of the founders, the research that had led up to this, took the greater part of 1,000 years to do. It was very sound, and no other realistic alternatives had been found yet. Since the founders were scientists, they knew that the details of the research made sense, and half through desperation, half through trusting the results seen so far, they decided to give this new way of life a try. What they could not know yet, is that this decision would lead them to a way of life they could not have imagined, and a stability that would lead their group to eventually be a powerhouse of size, strength, and technology, that no one could have imagined. As for the other founders and the society that decided to stay behind, they did not fare as well. Well over 90% of the new society to that point, had stayed behind, trusting in a way of life, based on what was comfortable, and easy to understand.
Wow, Founder Abscondum. I must say this is very impressive. I knew all of the details of how your system works, but even so, this is amazing. It looks so odd to see these massive buildings, sitting in the middle of a lonely world that has never known sentient life. They were not here even yesterday, yet without any construction on our part, they just appeared, almost as if by magic. Truly impressive. And they are working as well. Where is the power coming from?
I cloned the underground power system from the old world. I also cloned the power station as well. I wanted to keep the natural beauty, so since there were no need for them, I did not bother to clone the streets. Since we can use atom sharing to clone what we need, there's no need to have as large of an infrastructure now.
We better get back in. The meeting is starting. It is very decentralized. Most are joining electronically. We need to shore up the defenses, now that we are a little safer.
A little while later.
Welcome everyone. It looks like all of the roughly 300 founders that came with us, are signed on to the meeting now. While a lot of others of our families did come with us here, the specific meeting has been electronically limited to just the 300 from the Founders Council. Please do not let out any information from this meeting, until we give the go-ahead. In the first order of business, I know that we all are heartbroken, that well over 90% of our descendants whom we have cared for these many years, have chosen to stay behind. They do not trust the data or the research, enough to change their lifestyle yet. A number of us have taken part in the study now, and have seen amazing results so far. With this separation, we can have a full-scale trial of the new way of life that the studies came up with. I firmly believe that once they see what types of successes we will have, they will be sure to want to trust us and try out this, once it is very well proven. They want the opportunity to find their own solution. While I am skeptical, because I personally have tried and failed many times to make their argument work, we will absolutely give them the chance to make their way work. We will keep comparing the long-term results as to which set of rules, and which lifestyle, will ultimately prove to be more stable, and bring the highest levels of happiness, and satisfaction with life. I believe that once they can be shown, that we can get far better long-term happiness and stability, that they will join us. No one wants to lose their kids to violence and death. All we have to do is make a long-term stable, working society and get the bugs worked out, that have brought us so many problems, and they should be sure to follow us. It would make no sense to willingly stay in a badly working violent society, when there is a proven alternative. Next on the agenda, Founders Abscondum and Strano Amore.
Thanks. As you know, we're planning to hop between realms to avoid them, if they choose to come here to this one. We will all have to stay close and keep in constant touch. Because we might have to leave at any moment. As you all can see, we did not choose to bring much with us. For now, I want to keep the worlds as natural as possible. I can disrupt their more primitive technology, not to see us, but it works best if there is less to hide. Keeping it to the minimum will be best. We cannot afford to go back to the level of technology we had the first time we made the leap those many years ago. The only way to safety is forward. We need research to do that. I have an even newer, far more amazing technology that my team is trying to develop. It is too secret to even share here for now, but we're getting very good results so far. While I cannot tell you what it is yet, this will be a very massive project, and will ensure our long-term safety. When it is complete, we will no longer need to stay mobile to hide from the old world. We will be able to stay put and have no fear of ever being found by anyone who could destroy us. And now, Founder Strano Amore has more information about something concerning our safety.
Thanks. As you know, my team has been helping to analyze and keep track of both genetics research on the old world, as well as the inhabitants of the other new level we have been avoiding so far. To give a reference point for what I am about to talk about, the average human height in our species is somewhere between 6.5 feet to 7.5 feet. While it is common to have people either a little shorter or a little taller, this is a good average where most people are. Sorry honey for using your picture, while they currently are usually a bit shorter now, due to lack of nutrition and other factors. DNA analysis shows that the humanoids from the other new level should average around 5 to 6 or 6.5 feet, once they have a modern diet and lifestyle. While their genetics are remarkably similar to ours, they are shorter on average. The old world has been busy with its genetics research. Since the constant wars have depleted the supplies of willing or able people that can fight, they for many years have been breeding clone armies grown for strength and intimidation. A new program there has found a way of growing super soldiers that are averaging a minimum of 8 to 10 feet in height. They have been bred to be vicious, and to even desire to eat other humans. They have been bred for the sole purpose of being as mean, nasty, and as intimidating as humanly possible. They are mind-controlled with hive-mind computer technology. Their biology is not controllable without the electronics. They might look like taller and stronger humans, but so much immoral science and experimental technology went into their genetics that they cannot even be considered to either be human or animal anymore. They are a monstrous unnatural creation that never could have existed as they're in nature. While only a foot to 3 feet taller than us, their massive muscles and bone density make them far more hungry than we are. These are not simply normal people given too much growth hormones. If so, that would make them weak. Their height and strength are fully supported by their enhanced genetics. They truly are massive and tougher than us in every physical way. They are twice the height of the humanoids on the realm we have been avoiding. If they ever get there, that will be very bad for the native population. But their weakness is in their stupidity, and in their extreme hunger. We will have no choice but to keep weapons nearby, just in case they find us. For now, we will hide ourselves, and plan how to deal with them. I see no way around having to wipe out all of the giants someday, when we are strong enough. They could easily wipe out all of the humanoids, and that would not be fair to them.
About the weapons, I will make them available in areas that will be both secure and nearby. They will be locked up for obvious reasons, but can be unlocked remotely at a second's notice by any one of the large number of authorized individuals. About the long-term fight against the old world, since a direct attack is not wise, we are studying potential methods of psychological operations that could be used against them. We might be able to make them fight each other more rather than us.
And now, Founder Hope Strano Amore has another interesting plan, a member of her team developed in response to the attack that nearly took several of our lives.
We have been capable for many years of replacing our bodies very quickly. The technology to digitize the mind has also become a lot better. We are now able to accurately reproduce, with accuracy down to even the smallest level, a copy of our brains, from stored digital and biological information. To make a long story short, we are going to start collecting and storing enough digital and biological information about every last one of us, to reconstitute someone, should they unfortunately be killed in an attack. Yes, we are going to back you up, and recreate you should your body and mind be lost or damaged past the point of being able to be fixed. The copy that would be made, would be exactly identical in every single way. Every memory, the DNA, and the body and mind down to the microscopic level, would be the same. This would be treated as you coming back to life, should you die. So please try not to die. No one wants to question if it is you, or not coming back to life, but we are unwilling to accept that one accident could take away any one of us. This is a mandatory program, and is not up for discussion at this point. Last thing on my list, we will be offering a place for residents of the society we left behind to go to, if they are scared and want to be with us, but do not want to follow our rules. We have a newer way of digitizing their mind now that preserves all the feelings of a natural body. They will be safely living in a digital environment, They will be easier for us to take care of, and the only rule they will have to follow is not to have kids. They will not be able to have kids, or truly kill anyone else in their digital world. We will have their genetics and information saved to bring them back, when they want to follow our rules.
That does it for today's meeting. We have told the ones that stayed behind that we would let them run their own world. We will be secretly keeping tabs on everything they are doing, both for safety and data research purposes. We will also work towards the secret project, that will hopefully soon ensure us all a more permanent safety.
Meanwhile, back in the realm they just left, the part of the Founders' Council that stayed, was busy trying to organize everyone, to keep their large society running smoothly. They firmly believed that this was just a short-term split. They had full confidence that their way was right, and that they would be able to quickly prove that with their own data and research. The truth is that they had too much of a challenge on their hands. If there's a way to make their desires work with eternal lives, no one ever found it. Their society went on struggling for a long while, but always with great inequality, massive violence, and conditions that got very bad. They shrunk in size, in spite of the higher birth rate, and far bigger initial size, because of the massive chaos and death that followed. When we talk about the trial by fire, the loss of so many beloved family and friends to the implosion of this group, is at the very top of anyone's list. This loss of so many here would not signal the end of the trial by fire period, but it was absolutely the turning point. It was the lowest point, losing so many. More than 90% of all alive then, ultimately would end up dying in a society that tore itself apart. Rather than come and follow new, but more strict ways that did prove to bring more happiness and stability. Please stay tuned for the giant's invasion of the humanoids world.